There's basically only one name you...
A lot of talk going on these days about who is the greatest ever.
Yeah, you know they're gonna happen.
Who has the titles,
Here to go.
the raw talent, the most clutch moments.
Was the minting of a goal.
If
I get
somebody
it.
said you weren't
It's
number
a tough
one,
call.
What about Michael and Kobe?
I mean, even the jersey numbers are the same. But maybe the best way to settle this debate
Like everybody, I would be tempted to say.
head to head.
There's a timeless debate in sports. No, not is LeBron better than MJ. That one causes more holiday family drama than political debates. This one's simpler. Hard work or natural talent? Who wins? Is it the guy who wakes up at 4 a.m., eats nails for breakfast, and hits the gym like it's therapy? Or the guy who rolls out of bed and casually dominates because God pressed create character ultra rare? I'll be using examples from 5 sports: football, fighting, football, hoops, and horsepower to find out what really makes a GOAT. The grinders or the gifted.
LeBron James, Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant.
We'll look at the GOAT debate in each of those sports and see if the best athlete they have came from hard work or genetic gifts.
It's lights out and away we go!
Let's start with football, the American one, with pads, permaconcussions, and way too many commercials. It's the home of tailgates, turf toe, and quarterbacks with $200 million contracts that can't hit a slant route. The athletes have to be baseline strong, fast, and at the end of the day, downright mean.
And a flag comes in at the end.
A sorcerer with a spiral. Arm talent for days, Rodgers is a flamethrower in cleats, but lately he's been more into ayahuasca than AFC championships.
You've changed, man.
His workouts are basic. His diet is whatever's been trending on Instagram. He loves the sport, but what it requires from him is nowhere near the maximum his body could produce. You can easily tell on photos the seasons he isn't carrying.
Oh, the laser guy?
Lazy?
Growing up, he made Hail Marys look routine. His ability to make throws other quarterbacks wouldn't dare attempt is borderline witchcraft. Undeniably talented, Rodgers is a Super Bowl champ and has a few MVPs, but he's not even close to the rings leaderboard. His arm talent and gameplay reading was generational, but his career has had weird stalling points. One Super Bowl, tons of drama, and now he's more Shaman King than QB1.
on second and 8, off the play fake, has some running room, inside the 30, inside the 20, Vick into the end zone, Falcons win in overtime, a 46-yard touchdown.
A man with an angel on one shoulder and a demon on the other, and the angel only woke up at the snap count. Michael Vick had a cannon of an arm and could juke an entire D-line out of their cleats and still have time to throw 70 yards on the run, hence him being the first ever quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards in a season.
No one's ever done that before.
But his career was like the sports equivalent of watching someone down 4 original Formula 4 Locos and hopping into a sports car.
Dogs to death as part of a multi-state underground dogfighting operation. Is a record-breaking NFL superstar losing a $120 million contract over dogfight?
Watching him move faster than most people could think, he pulled off moves that should only work in Madden, and that's after he admitted that he threw his playbook in the backseat of his car the first day he got it, then never looked at it again.
Who needs it?
The man was built like a beast with or without steroids. He was electric on the field and gave so many young kids in Atlanta a star to look up to when he started.
Wow. You know, you guys are good role models.
Unfortunately, that dog in him wouldn't stay inside. The kind of natural talent that makes you question physics, evolution, and your own athletic self-esteem. Vick had a hell of an arm, legs that had their own GPS system through opposing routes, and swagger for days. But talent doesn't cover everything. Vick's career got derailed by off-field issues and inconsistent play. When he was on, he was untouchable, but with so much going on off-field, he never reached the mountaintop.
You were the chosen one!
He was convicted for his involvement in a dogfighting ring in 2007 and spent 21 months in prison. Then came back to the NFL. Save that what you want, I'm not touching it. He had the talent and realized he could focus on fun rather than hard work. You start thinking you're better than others, and you'll lose your morals because of it.
God was punishing me for being prideful.
Genetic freak or not, if you don't have your head in the game, your career will end faster than those dogs' lives.
I don't care about that dog.
Everyone loves Drew Brees, and you hate to do this segment.
He was great at every sport, but chose to be the short king of the NFL. Instead of the height most quarterbacks lean on, he had the memory and core that took the ball right where he needed it. He worked, sure, but even he admits he leaned on natural precision more than brute force. Brees was the most precise quarterback, but his inability to run, for a variety of reasons,
they say he'll never walk again,
brought huge setbacks to his career. Brees is underrated, accurate, and surgically efficient. He may not have been the flashiest guy in the room, but he rocketed into multiple team record books with those passing yards. All three of these guys, ridiculous talent. Careers that will go down in history, but not always for a good reason.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
Natural athletes that found their niche and stuck around the gym just long enough to keep competitive. Now we flip the script. Drafted 199th overall, the man couldn't run a 40-yard dash without looking like he was pulling a hamstring. He was told he'd be lucky to hold a clipboard. But then he turned into the Death Star of quarterbacks. He engineered his body into exactly what they were asking of him. Trained and fueled himself with the best that NFL Golden Egg could buy. He worked harder than them, and it won him 7 rings. More than Rodgers, Brees, and Vic combined. Because when talent fails, film study and avocado ice cream prevail.
Avocado? I don't know how to pick out an avocado.
He's not shy about it either. He lives and breathes football and shares what he's doing to win pretty willingly. Because Brady lived in the film room, his body became a temple of avocado ice cream and pliability.
Avocado! Coming right up!
His brain, a CPU running at 100% for 2 decades straight. When everyone else was coasting on talent, Brady was preparing to destroy them with checkdowns and surgical dissection.
The perfect killing machine.
He turned 6th round shame into Hall of Fame. The main issue is that in any professional sport, the moment you take your eye off the ball, something or someone could deflate your career.
Have you ever finished a guy off?
Checked.
Let's go full combat. Imagine stepping into a cage, locked with someone who has trained 20 years to punch you in the throat. Now imagine doing that after just 5 years of learning the sport. He was the everyman who outworked the gods. At 27, the man was digging sand mines. At 32, he was knocking out the heavyweight champion with a punch that defied physics and common decency. Raw power on max. And it almost worked. He became UFC champ and fought Tyson Fury in a completely different sport and nearly won. Francis's backstory is like a Marvel origin movie. Started training MMA at 27. Yes, 27. That's usually when fighters retire. But within 5 years, heavyweight champion. Ngannou had bricks for fists and a walk-off punch that could send a cow into orbit. He didn't need finesse. He needed one clean shot. He knocked out legends like they owed him money. But when he met fighters with more time on the mats, the cracks started to show. Wrestling, cardio, technique, those take time. The people that make a name in fighting are the ones that make every breath a step toward their goal of world dominion. These next two were built differently. Kind of a requirement if you plan to last long in UFC.
I'm built different,
Not just talented, they were obsessive. They studied tape like it held national secrets. Because while Ngannou punched with bricks, these guys trained like librarians with black belts.
I'm a black belt.
Anderson Silva, a man who didn't just fight, he performed. Called the Spider, his fighting was poetry in motion. He didn't hit you with power, he'd embarrass you. Anderson made top-tier fighters look like they walked in from the crowd.
Sit your ass down.
His striking was like ballet with consequences. He trained religiously in multiple disciplines, understood range, timing, and psychology like a wizard.
Hey, what is he, a wizard?
And took the fight wherever he wanted. His longevity and reign were thanks to years of hard work built on top of a slick foundation of talent. He wasn't rushing in to knock people out. He was making a highlight reel every time he fought. He spent decades honing his craft. Karate, Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu. A true artist.
You're a true artist.
Then there's GSP. The nicest savage in MMA. He was never the most physically gifted, but he trained like failure was an allergy. Mastered wrestling discipline not coming from a wrestling background. Drilled endlessly. Respected the sport. Ate, slept, and breathed preparation.
Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty.
His opponents were often stronger, faster. Didn't matter.
Not matter who's stronger, matter who's smarter.
GSP just outworked them. Technically flawless, mentally composed, and durable over a decade. GSP didn't grow up fighting. He learned, and then he mastered. A wrestler who outstruck strikers, a striker who outwrestled wrestlers.
He was better than me in everywhere!
Every minute of GSP's life was preparation, drilled, perfected. Francis might knock your head off. GSP will break your will. When he retired, he didn't just walk away with belts, he walked away as one of the most respected martial artists on earth.
Yes, he is. He is a living legend.
Now to the sport where they run for 90 minutes and still tie.
This was all for nothing.
That's right, football, or as Americans call it, the only sport with worse flops than basketball. Soccer is a beautiful game where the pitch is sacred and diving is a fine art. Let's start with a guy who probably had to show ID to prove he belonged in the Premier League.
Do you know who I am?
Jordan Henderson was never the fastest, the flashiest, or the most naturally gifted. He wasn't even supposed to become a Liverpool legend, just a nice sweaty midfielder who knew how to run and occasionally pass sideways. But Henderson worked. He ran so much in his prime you'd think he was dodging child support. Limited technically, but you'd trust him in a midfield battle with a literal bull. He outlasted flashier signings, captained a team that won the Premier League and Champions League. He worked harder than anyone, and for a time he was the engine of one of the best teams in the world.
Run up!
Talent dripped off him like sweat at Carnival. He smiled while destroying defenses. He partied like a rock star and still showed up with no-look nutmegs. He coasted more than trained. Then the cautionary tale. No-look passes, rainbow flicks, samba-style dribbling. He played like every game was a street show, and the Champions League was his personal dance floor. But the party caught up to him. His discipline was never on par with his skill. He gave us magic, but only for a few years. Then he disappeared into nightclub-infused obscurity. Because talent without the grind is like having a Ferrari and forgetting to put in gas.
Oh my god, I totally forgot to get gas!
And speaking of wasted potential, oh boy, Ravel Morrison. A player so talented that Sir Alex Ferguson, the football equivalent of Gandalf, called him the most gifted youngster he'd ever seen. That's right, more talented than Paul Scholes, Beckham, Rooney, all of them.
The world! More talented than yours! More talented than yours!
But Ravel couldn't get out of his own way. Discipline? Non-existent. Focus? Sporadic at best. Off-the-talent distractions made his potential evaporate like a puddle in the Sahara. Ravel's career fell off a cliff quicker than a FIFA server. Maybe the saddest take in English football. Proof that sometimes your biggest opponent is yourself. And then we arrive at the Twin Titans.
Kill the joke. Let's get back to Messi and Ronaldo.
One was born with the gifts from the football gods, the other chiseled himself into a machine of nightmares. Together, 40-plus Ballon d'Or nominations. Thousands of goals, and arguments in every group chat ever. The double-headed dragon of greatness. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Ronaldo was built like a Greek statue. Not naturally. He made himself that way. He trained like a Navy SEAL with a point to prove. He wanted to be the best, and every meal, sprint, and ice bath was a step toward that goal.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
From a lanky winger in Manchester to a global brand, his evolution was all work, work, work. Messi?
I'm the guy.
Born with GPS in his boots. He sees angles no one else does. He moves like water and thinks like an AI built to score goals. But he didn't coast. He worked. Quietly. Constantly. Adapted his game year after year. He's the guy who was blessed, but also obsessed. Messi had a gift from birth. balance, vision, left foot from the heavens. Ronaldo forged himself from scratch. Speed, strength, headers, ambidextrous destruction. But both of them train like maniacs. Messi threw up from conditioning drills. Ronaldo does sit-ups during recovery. Talent got them noticed. Hard work made them immortal. These two are proof that when raw talent meets psychotic work ethic, you break the simulation.
I really hate to be the dude that fucks with us. You think?
Let's go to the hardwood. And no, not the one at IKEA.
Original hardwood floor.
Welcome to the court, where 7-footers with wingspans wider than a minivan battle for basketball immortality.
Shaq versus Kobe?
This is the NBA, where being tall gets you in the door, but being obsessed gets your jersey in the rafters.
Here's a banner, here comes the banner!
Let's begin with the biggest, baddest, funniest dude on the court, Shaquille O'Neal. A man so genetically gifted, he made professional athletes look like kids in a pickup game.
Oh, it's hot.
7 feet, 300 pounds. Agility of a ballerina, strength of a wrecking ball. He once broke backboards as if they insulted his mom.
Like, whose mom? Not mama.
But practice? Not exactly his thing. Shaq was a walking tank with dancer footwork. He could move mountains and also pizzas.
His resolution.
My resolution is to eat better. So I'm eating better.
His dominance was unmatched, but his dedication? Spotty. He won titles, sure, but even Kobe said if Shaq had my work ethic, he'd be the greatest ever.
Yeah, he could have been great. Yeah.
He wasn't just tall, he was unstoppable. Diesel in the paint. If he wanted 30 and 15, he got it. If he didn't feel like trying, you'd get 12 points and a bunch of commercials.
You use on it.
Age of beer.
Come on, Shaq.
He coasted on pure dominance, and that was enough to win 4 rings and an MVP. But imagine if he had Kobe's work ethic. If Shaq trained like a lunatic instead of a celebrity, we might be talking about double the rings.
Ring, ring, ring.
Yo, what up?
And now, Mamba. Kobe Bean Bryant, the basketball monk. The guy who'd drop 50 on you, then stay after the game to work on the shots he missed. He studied every angle, every weakness. His opponents, his own game, the legends before him. Obsessed, driven, ruthless. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to dissect you on live TV. His work ethic is the gold standard in all sports.
I'm going to get there at 3 o'clock. I want to make sure I make 400 made shots. Who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant.
No one remembers a lazy Kobe game. He didn't allow them. Kobe and Shaq together were an unstoppable duo, but their split showed the tension between talent and work ethic. Shaq wanted to have fun. Kobe wanted to bleed for greatness. In the end, both are legends, but Kobe's grind made him immortal.
I am what remains.
If Grindset were a person, it would be Kobe Bryant. In the gym at 4 a.m., shooting until his hands bled, he lived to improve. Together, they were unstoppable, but also constantly beefing, because talent doesn't like being outworked, and hard work doesn't like being ignored.
I think I'm better than you.
And then there's the original GOAT. Cut from his high school team, came back like John Wick with a grudge. Obsessed, ruthless, undefeatable in finals. MJ, Air, Jumpman. He had the tools. Lightning quickness, unreal vertical, clutch gene. And he also had the psycho-competitiveness that made him a winner.
For him to do that, and it became personal with me. And just because Krause liked him was enough for me. Me being compared to him, I took offense to that.
He bullied teammates, made up slights in his head just to fuel himself, and treated every possession like it was personal. He wasn't born with 6 rings, he earned them, with the fadeaway, the tongue out, and the work no one saw behind the scenes.
Gotta put in time, you gotta put it.
LeBron is the alien hybrid.
Representing hybrid figure.
The best basketball body ever created, yes, but also a student of the game. He's in year 21 and still putting up 30 because he treats recovery like a sacred ritual and studies film like he's prepping for a thesis. He's as much brains as Braun.
Nerd!
The longevity, the leadership, the consistency, that's all grind. His talent gave him the ceiling. His work ethic shattered it. So what do we learn?
What do we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
Shaq shows us you can win with talent. Kobe, MJ, and LeBron prove that you only become mythical with the grind.
You don't know. I'm a legend.
22 cars.
The only sport where milliseconds decide legends, and where car setup, tire choice, and a single mistake mean the difference between world champion and guy on Drive to Survive who crashes in episode 2.
That's what people hate you. He doesn't touch the curb on the way in, but still loses the race, so yeah, you'd have to say it's...
Let's talk Formula One, the sport where drivers are athletes, engineers, and occasional British drama queens.
Hell, I'm fucking British, because I'm wearing a jacket and a hat indoors. Fucking jokes, sick of this shit. Oh, team!
The Iceman, naturally gifted, barely tried. Won a world title and then spent the rest of his career sounding bored even while going 200 miles an hour. He's F1's Shaq.
So Shaq.
Showed up, drove fast, didn't care much about anything else.
Sure that we are that dominant car. That's the hardest thing to do. It's not going to be easy.
It's more like a hobby for me, so obviously I don't need to.
His minimum achievement while drinking at nearly every opportunity were still better than most of us schmucks could ever dream of achieving.
Realisation for the goal of the FIA, which they've been working on really hard.
I don't know if it's the apathy or the ethnicity, but give him a steering wheel and a fast car, he delivers. Kimmy is what happens when a guy with absurd talent just doesn't care.
Because last time you guys was giving me shit because I didn't really smile enough, so maybe this time again, but I mean, I'm very happy for the team.
He hated PR, hated media, hated small talk. Kimmy won the 2007 World Championship while regularly showing up late, underprepared, and possibly hungover.
There is Kimi Räikkönen. He's not...
He had a natural feel for whatever machine he drove. Killer instincts and car control most could only dream of. But he plateaued. He coasted. He said it himself. Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing.
Just leave me alone. I know what to do.
That summed it up. Kimmy didn't train like Lewis or obsess like Michael. He just drove. And when the car wasn't perfect, he wasn't interested.
Ford. It is now time for the rarest of things.
The ultimate student. Schumacher trained like a triathlete and obsessed over every fraction of speed. He outworked everyone. Knew the car, the engineers, and probably the tire pressure in his sleep. He was F1's Kobe.
This is a total Kobe Bryant I'm about to do.
The man trained himself into dominance and created the formula for what F1 drivers strive to be today. He's basically the anti-Kimmy. He worked tirelessly with engineers, dissected telemetry, and physically molded himself for performance.
Bam! Go ahead, yeah. Congrats, Mac. It looks really good.
He didn't just race, he redefined what a modern F1 driver should be. From fitness to feedback, no one was more complete. He turned Ferrari from a chaotic mess into a dynasty, and the work paid off. 7 titles. Absolute icon. His hard work didn't just win titles, it rewrote the manual.
You ready to play some funky music, white boy?
Hamilton is both. Blistering talent and monastic dedication. He came from humble beginnings.
And she never left her humble
Climbed through racing ranks with little support, and still became the face of Formula One. Yes, he's got natural ability. His wet weather drives, masterclasses, but he also outworks nearly everyone on the grid.
But he works harder than anyone else.
He focuses on fitness, mental health, car development, and still has time to fight for social justice. He's got range, 7 world titles, records everywhere, and he's still hungry. Max, record-breaking monster with attitude of a villain arc and the focus of a monk. The prodigy turned perfectionist, started racing go-karts before most kids could ride a bike.
Good, 580. Safety.
Son of an ex-F1 driver, mentored by racers since birth, and somehow avoided the burnout.
Burnout.
But Max doesn't just rely on the raw stuff. He lives in the simulator. He studies, he adjusts, he dominates. His 2021-2023 run? Historic. A streak of victories. Poles and fastest laps that crushed team records and morale of entire paddocks.
He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
Kimmy showed that talent can take you far.
Kimmy's one strength is a very important strength because he's fast. But I don't think he's as hard-working.
But not all the way. Michael built greatness from the ground up.
No less competitive, in my point of view. Certainly no less determined. And I
yeah, I see it as a great challenge.
Lewis combined both and transcended the sport.
I wanted a challenge at the time, and I love taking risks.
Max? He might just top them all.
My ambition is still to win races and try to fight for the championship again.
So what's the verdict? Do we know what really makes you considered the greatest of all time? Shaq and Kimi coasted on God-given gifts for years, but Kobe and Schumacher outshined them. Vic and Ronaldinho amazed us, while Brady and Ronaldo rewrote the rules. Talent will earn you triumphs. Hard work will earn you headlines. But when someone can combine the two, you don't just win, you become inevitable. A modern folktale told through fans and a legacy that will last. Genetics or hard work alone can get you into the pinnacle of any sport. They turn the underdogs into legends. They turn doubted rookies into Hall of Famers. You get longevity, consistency, legacy. Hard work makes you great. Talent makes you dangerous, but both, that's what makes you a GOAT. Some guys are their own worst enemy. Others are everyone else's. The choice is yours. Because sometimes your biggest opponent is yourself.